Today, we're talking about the root reason you feel hungry after eating. It's that feeling where your belly is going more, 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 even though you just ate. In this video, we're going to be talking about the heart. We're going to be talking about trauma. We're going to be talking about these real deep wounds that keep you going back to food, that hole in the heart and in the gut that feels like you need more, that you just don't have enough as is. This could be a feeling that is present even after like Thanksgiving. Now, down below, there's an article where we go over quick tips, nutrition tips, wellness tips like sleep, eat more protein, don't diet, things like that. Those tips are important, don't get me wrong. But this is another layer down, because maybe you're at a point where you've heard eat protein before. You've heard don't skip meals. You've heard meal prep, whatever. But you keep going back to food. There's never enough in here. That's called trauma. That's called trauma, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's my message today. There's nothing wrong with trauma. There's nothing wrong with you because there's a wound in your heart. What it is a bunch of different things. And that's what we're going to talk about today in this video, how to make sense of trauma. Because so many times, the answer of protein isn't enough. The answer of get more sleep isn't enough. You got to talk about the root cause. There's a couple things I want to talk to you about trauma today about. One, understanding it. Two, inviting it in. That's pretty much it. Let's talk about understanding trauma. There's so many different types of trauma. Basically, whether it's neglect, where you didn't get enough attention, whether it was abuse, where you got, in a form, too much attention, whether it was psychological dependency and you had to take care of your parents' needs as a kid and you didn't have anything left for you as a kid, that's all trauma. And so understanding the role food plays in your history, your lived experiences. Is food, maybe your parents, maybe they were neglectful like mine, right? So food becomes this temporary, this illusion of love, this illusion of comfort. Maybe you had a chaotic freaking upbringing. Parents gone, other parents coming in, partners moving, didn't know if there was going to be food on the table. Maybe food for you is stability. Maybe it's predictability. Maybe you had these strict authoritarian parents who locked you in your room, who told you you could not go anywhere else. You had to stay inside. You had to follow their rules. And food was rebellion for you because you never had control. What is food for you? How is food acting out those traumas from your childhood? And can you invite that inner child? Once you're familiar, once you've worked with a therapist or a coach or a counselor who can kind of help you understand the role food is playing, once you're kind of familiar, if food is comfort, if it's soothing, if it's stability, predictability, once you kind of understand the role food is playing, can you invite your inner child who is deprived in your heart? Can you invite that deprived part of you that is needing food? Can you talk with that part? Can you invite that part of you to the table? For example, Let's say food, you had this crazy upbringing, you're very anxious, just anxious. Your mom was anxious, your dad was not there. You've known anxiety your whole life. You've probably been on meds for it by now. Food relaxed you. Because as a kid, as an innocent little kid, your mother and father weren't there to soothe you. And it freaking sucks that that might be the case for you. As a kid, as an adult, young adult, whatever, you turn to food to calm you down. So there's an anxious little part of you in your heart that is anxious. And it's that part of you, that emotional part of you, is using food to calm down. That anxious part of you, can you put your hand on your heart and can you say, hey, anxious self, what's up? What do you need? Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet and listen to that anxious self, what that anxious part of you needs? Can you be quiet and listen to the, Gandhi would say, the quiet voice within? Can you listen? What does that part of you need? And when that anxious part of you gets afraid and runs away, can you be patient with it? Can you say, oh, you weren't ready to talk right now? Okay, I'm here when you're ready to talk. No problem, I get it. You've been through a lot. I'm here when you're ready to talk. Can you be there for your inner kid? Right now, my hand is on my heart. If you're listening, I just tilted my chest up so that you could see. Can you ground yourself? Can you sit down, put your hand on your heart, and can you feel the deprived part of you as a kid that didn't get the love it needed? Love has so many different forms, right? It's boundaries, it's soothing, it's kind words, it's respectful boundaries, it's being attuned but not too attuned. You know, there's all these different ways we miss out on love. And whenever we miss out on love, these different forms of love, we get deprived in our heart. And our bodies grow bigger, but our hearts, they carry these scars, these wounds, and we replay the same dramas. Can you feel the wound in your heart, that scar? Can you feel it? Can you understand what form of love it needed but didn't get and is now trying to use food to get? And can you feel that part of you that is deprived, and can you be there for it? Can you sit there with it? All right? That's it.